I never thought silence could be louder than shouting. I always believed that if a marriage ever broke, it would happen with arguments, accusations, maybe even doors slamming. But the night my marriage truly ended, there was no yelling at all. Just one quiet decision, one calm action, and a truth that finally stepped into the light. Before I continue, if you watch real-life relationship stories to understand betrayal, boundaries, and quiet strength, please subscribe. These stories aren't about drama, they're about truth. My name is Andrew. I'm 42 years old. For most of my adult life, I believed loyalty was the strongest part of my marriage. Passion came and went. Routine settled in. But I truly believed loyalty remained untouched. Melissa and I had been married for 14 years. We met in our 20s when everything felt possible. We built a life step by step, jobs, a house, shared responsibilities, family holidays, nothing flashy, just steady. From the outside, people saw us as boring but solid, and I was proud of that. But stability can hide decay. The changes were slow enough that I almost missed them. Melissa started working later hours. She took her phone everywhere, even into rooms where she never had before. She laughed softly at messages she didn't explain. When I asked casual questions, she said I was being insecure. "You trust me, right?" she'd say. And I did. Trust was my strength. It was also my blind spot. The first moment something felt truly wrong wasn't dramatic at all. I came home early from a business trip one afternoon. I hadn't told her. I wanted to surprise her, maybe take her out to dinner. Instead, I surprised myself. The house felt quiet in a way that didn't feel peaceful. The bedroom felt different, not messy. Not obviously wrong, just carefully arranged like someone had tried to reset it. The bed was made tighter than usual. The pillows were aligned differently. The sheets smelled faintly unfamiliar. Nothing I could point to, nothing I could accuse her of. But something felt off. I didn't confront her, I didn't mention it. I kissed her hello, asked about her day, and acted normal. But from that moment on, I paid attention, real attention. I noticed how interested she suddenly became in my schedule. She asked when I'd be home, when I'd be traveling, how long I'd be gone. At first, it sounded like concern. Then it sounded like planning. One evening, she casually mentioned a girls' night out of town. She said it lightly, like it was nothing. But I remembered that phrase. She had used it twice before, both times when I had been away. That was when doubt became certainty. Not proof, certainty. And certainty doesn't make you loud, it makes you quiet. I didn't follow her, I didn't check her phone, I didn't confront her, I didn't want to fight, I wanted clarity. So I did something small, legal, harmless. I placed a pressure-sensitive sleep tracker under our mattress topper. No camera, no microphone, no images, no sound, just time and movement, the kind of device people use to track sleep quality. I told myself I just wanted confirmation. But deep down, I wanted the truth to reveal itself without me saying a word. The night Melissa left for her girls' trip, I stayed home. Alone, calm, I cooked dinner, watched television, tried to act normal, but my attention stayed on my phone. Around 9:40 p.m. it buzzed. The app showed activity in the bedroom. 2 distinct weight patterns. Close together. My chest tightened, but my hands didn't shake. I wasn't surprised. I felt settled, like something I already knew had finally spoken out loud. 2 minutes later, the movement shifted again. The kind of movement that happens when someone climbs onto a bed comfortably, familiar with the space, at ease. That was the moment I stopped protecting her lies. Earlier that day, I had connected the bedroom lights and the smart speaker to my phone. Nothing dramatic. No alarms, no flashing lights, no threats, just light and sound. I turned the lights on to full brightness. Then the speaker played a short message I had recorded earlier. My voice, calm, clear, controlled. "I know you're here, please don't touch anything. I'll be home soon." That was it. No yelling. No insults. No confrontation. I turned everything off and sat down. Within seconds, my phone exploded with calls and messages. Melissa was panicking, demanding to know what I'd done, accusing me of spying, asking how I knew, asking where I was. For the first time in months, I didn't respond. I wanted her to sit with what I had been carrying. Uncertainty, exposure, the collapse of a story she thought she controlled. 30 minutes later, she texted again. "He left." I stared at the screen for a long moment before replying. So did I a long time ago. She came home late that night. Alone, pale, shaking. She didn't slam the door. She didn't shout. She stood in the hallway like someone who had just realized the ground beneath them wasn't solid anymore. She started explaining immediately, distance, loneliness, boredom, my work schedule, how it just happened, how it didn't mean anything. I listened quietly. Then I said, "You didn't make a mistake when you brought him into our bed. You made a decision." She cried. She said I humiliated her. She said what I did was cruel. I replied calmly, "You humiliated our marriage long before I turned on the lights." That ended the conversation. The days that followed were heavy. We lived in the same house but felt miles apart. Sometimes she apologized. Sometimes she blamed me. Sometimes she accused me of manipulation, but nothing changed the truth. The man she risked everything for disappeared immediately. No loyalty, no courage, no follow-up. He vanished the moment things became real. That hurt her more than anything I said. Weeks passed, then months. Counseling came up. Apologies were repeated. Promises were made. But trust doesn't return just because someone regrets losing it. Eventually, we separated, quietly. No shouting, no public drama, just paperwork and silence. The house felt empty after she moved out. Not lonely, just still. I slept better than I had in months. Peace settled in slowly, carefully, like something testing whether it was allowed to stay. Months after the divorce was final, Melissa reached out. Not to argue, not to blame, just to talk. She admitted something I hadn't expected. "That moment still replays in my head," she said. "The lights turning on, hearing your voice, realizing I wasn't as careful as I thought." I didn't respond right away. Because by then, I understood something important. What I did wasn't revenge. It was closure. I didn't hurt anyone physically. I didn't break laws. I didn't escalate conflict. I simply stopped protecting someone who had already chosen betrayal. People often think strength looks like shouting, or confrontation, or punishment. Sometimes strength looks like turning on the lights and letting the truth stand on its own. I put a surprise in my cheating wife's bed not to embarrass her, not to punish her, but to free myself from lies I was tired of carrying. And when I activated it, she finally understood something I had known for weeks. Secrets feel powerful until the moment the lights come on.